sound good? All right. Good to go?
Yep.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Run the Tape. 3 dudes, 1 game, and all the tape. I'm your boy Liam.
It's your boy Kai.
And Griff.
And we are back 2 games into the NBA playoffs. We got the new setup. This is our 24th episode, our Kobe episode. Had to put up the Kobe jersey in the background.
Mamba episode.
Yes, sir.
Mamba episode, Mamba mentality. Let's get right into it. So the Orlando Pistons game just wrapped up. Pistons take it 98-83, tying the series up 1-1. What are your reactions to the result? What are your reactions to the game?
Just Paolo needs to just be way more aggressive, and he needs to just shoot better. I mean, just across the board, Orlando just completely failed on the offensive side. Scoring 83 points in the playoffs is unacceptable. I know you guys have been struggling these past just throughout the entire season with just scoring, but 17 from Paolo, 41% from the field. Franz only putting up 12 points, 36% from the field. Like, this is a major problem. Desmond Bane even had a bad night, shooting 18% from the field. Like, this is unacceptable. This is the playoffs. You guys need to show up, especially after that great Game 1 game. Like, now at least you're going back to Orlando now, tied up, but still unacceptable Game 2.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think Orlando played it really well game 1. Matched up with them physically.
That was a huge storyline of that
100%.
game.
And that's kind of the whole culture of the Magic, right? Just making sure the other team feels that physicality. But yeah, game 2, they got absolutely destroyed. Shots were falling from the Pistons. Duncan Robinson had a good game. Cade had a good game. Jalen Duren doing what he does, catching lobs, setting great screens. Again, Jalen Duren, I would like to see more from him just because he is up for a Supermax contract, and I want to see him play like a superstar for the rest of the playoffs because you don't deserve Supermax money if you don't perform, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. And I think this was exactly what Detroit needed to do. Coming off of game 1, the storyline was this is a really good 8 seed in Orlando. They have Paolo, who's a rising star in this league, who played out of his mind in game 1. And a lot of people kind of switched their vote on who was going to win the series from the Detroit Pistons to the Orlando Magic. And the storyline around the Pistons were who's going to be the second scoring option, right? Tobias Harris stepped up for you in game 1. He does again in game 2, and you have 6 players scoring in double figures. Isaiah Stewart coming off the bench, stepping up and scoring for them. Duren, I think, like you said, needs to be better if they really want to win this series. He's going to be a huge factor because he's such a, Detroit needs scoring options, and Jalen Duren is your second best scoring option. And it can't be Tobias Harris, but the Pistons did what they needed to do. They took care of business. Orlando, they're going back to Orlando. I think you're happy going back 1-1 against the first seed in the East.
Of course.
So,
yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Asar Thompson. His defense has been unbelievable so far, completely shutting down Franz in a way that is kind of not looking great for Wagner at the moment. But yeah, shout out to him. He's playing extremely well.
Definitely.
yeah. And let's segue now to a quick time to panic segment. Okay, so now we're going to do a time to panic segment. I'm going to name the team. You're going to tell me, is it time for this team to panic? Okay, first team on the board, team we were just talking about, the Detroit Pistons.
I think the team to panic now is definitely the Magic, honestly. After tonight's game.
Being blown out like that.
100%, yeah. I mean, playing in Orlando is definitely tough, but I think the momentum is all in the Pistons' favor right now.
Yeah. I would say there's a little panic. Obviously, you gave up that game 1 that you should have taken. Very, very close game.
Yep.
Obviously, you made a big statement with game 2. But obviously, this is still a dangerous Orlando team. Obviously, they had a down game for game 2. But this is also a team that can come back and take more wins from you. And you don't want that as a Detroit Pistons team going to the next round, especially going up against eventually the dangerous Cavs. So I'd say there's a little danger, but I keep pushing it.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to panic for Detroit. I think that, you knew coming into this series Orlando was a better than usual 8 seed, and you lost a close game to them. You come back, you make a statement tonight. It's exactly what you needed to do. They took care of business, and I don't think it's time to panic yet for them. Let's go to a team a little more controversial. San Antonio Spurs.
So obviously we know the circumstances that happened in game 2. Obviously we saw Wemby leave the floor during the second quarter for concussion protocol. Obviously very scary about that, but I mean we'll see what happens. There's a little alarm because of that, and we'll see his health going to game 3 and 4, etc.
Yep.
But this is a player that will probably play, knowing Wemby's tenacity and how much he wants to play. So I'm gonna go. It's warmer. It's warmer than Detroit, but I'm still not all the way heated up yet.
Yep.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit there. I think that the Spurs should panic a tad for sure. I think that if Wemby misses game 3, which is definitely in the cards here, right?
Yep.
Because typically with concussion, on average in the NBA, which we saw before, typical concussion protocol for players is 7 to 10 days. They typically give them that much rest. You're asking a lot from Wemby here coming back in this series alone. But I don't think we see him in game 3. If Portland goes up 2-1 and kind of deflates that young, unexperienced core for the Spurs, I'm going to be very scared. I'm going to be scared because this Trailblazer team is no joke. They are not scrubs. You got an experienced veteran in Drew Holiday, Denny Advia, All-NBA in my opinion this year, and then you have defenders like Tumani Kamara, Donovan Clingan, Scoot Henderson out of nowhere, out of the woodworks, is hooping masterfully.
Put up 31 in game 2.
On great efficiency.
Super
you have
efficient.
Jeremy Grant. You have another incredible, one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA in Matisse Thybulle, who's getting a good amount of minutes as well. The Time Lord, Robert Williams, has been playing great for them too.
Definitely.
Getting rebounds, being in the paint, being active hands. This team is not bad. I know they're a 7 seed, and I know they're under the radar, and I know they're low market. But the Trailblazers are a good basketball team, and they can beat this young Spurs core without Wemby.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on your points. I think that Portland, they're on paper, you look at their numbers throughout the season, they haven't been in that elite conversation. But they're a team that could win games, right? You look at Drew Holiday for veteran experience. Denny's been playing great. I mean, all the things that you just said. I think there's a little bit of panic in San Antonio. On paper, though, you have the better team. You have the better roster. You guys should go into game 3 feeling like you need to win that game because you don't want to be down 2-1 to a Portland team that has another home game left. But until this next game is taken by Portland, I'm not going to say it's full panic mode yet.
Agreed.
Let's go to the Denver Nuggets losing to the Timberwolves, tying the series 1-1. What do you think?
I think out of all the teams that we said, I think this is where I put the most panic on. Obviously, what the Timberwolves. I mean, this entire series it's been really close. Obviously, we knew what we were getting into when we were seeing the Timberwolves.
Yep.
Game 1, game 2, both really close games, both really fun games. And what I've seen from this Nuggets team has been very alarming on the defensive side. I know Jaden McDaniels said post game about it.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that a little bit
Yeah,
later.
we'll get to that. Yep.
But I have to agree on certain aspects that like this defense that they've been putting up has been pretty bad. I will say. Obviously, we know Jokic has never really been like a top tier defender in the league. Christian Braun hasn't really been stepping up defensive wise. Aaron Gordon hasn't been stepping up defense wise. Peyton Watson has been nowhere to be seen. And it's been really just alarming in that aspect. Obviously, we know we're gonna get a top offense in the NBA when it comes to the Denver Nuggets, but the defense has really been slacking, and we got to talk about that soon.
I completely agree with you. I think it's panic time in Denver. We've seen time and time again in the playoffs when a team goes against the team that plays defense, like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have been top 8 in the NBA in defense every year Rudy Gobert has been on the Timberwolves. This is a true defensive-minded team. They play great defense in the paint, have one of the best paint defenders ever, and have some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. It's extremely deflating when you play a team like this. That's why I said in our projections that I had this series going to around 7 games. But yeah, I think it's definitely panic time in Denver for sure.
Yep. Let's get through these other ones quickly. Let's go New York Knicks.
New York Knicks, I would say there's a bit of panic, but I wouldn't go to the extent of the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, you lost a very, very down to the wire game 2. Obviously, there was a lot of mistakes going into that fourth quarter. You guys were leading by 20 up in one point, and very, very sad loss. But this is also a Knicks team that can come back, get big wins. They're a team that's good on the road, good defense, good offense, top 10 in both. I'm not putting too much panic on it. Obviously, Atlanta is very good, but I'm still confident in the Knicks taking it this round.
If I'm the Knicks, I'm not panicking at all. I think the way the Knicks won that game was interesting for sure. Coming back extremely late. The Hawks have been chasing the Knicks' tail this entire series so far. Have been having trouble getting stops, and just haven't been able to keep up with them scoring the basketball. And the Knicks have been doing a great job stopping our best player, Jalen Johnson. That's credit to OG and Mikal for sure. But I'm definitely not panicking. I'd actually be surprised if the Hawks get another win in this series.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah, I don't think it's time to panic for the Knicks either. Rockets.
The whole stadium is burning down at this point. you are freaking out right now.
If you're a Rockets fan right now, I feel for you. I really do.
Yeah.
Where you had these expectations going into the season with Amen and Sengun and all their young pieces we were excited about, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason. It has not come together. I'm in full panic mode. But actually, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
You are in 100% panic mode. This is an utter disaster. You were a 2 seed last year, expected to do a lot of big things, and man, utter disaster going on. Alperen Sengun, complete disappointment.
We're gonna
the
get to that, though.
playoffs.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to it.
Raptors.
It's over.
There was no ever panic.
There was no ever panic.
We knew what it was coming into the series.
It's over.
Last 2, Boston Celtics.
Light panic.
Very light. Very light panic.
Very light panic. It was interesting that they took a game. All of these.
And you call Kai. I'll give you that. You call that.
No,
you called
I
that.
called that.
Oh, you called that.
I called that.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, you said them going to 6.
Yeah.
6.
You
7
guys.
games.
I'm gonna put it on. I might even pull up the clip actually. These guys laughed at me hysterically when I said that the Sixers were gonna go. It was gonna go to a 6-game series, right? They were so confident it was gonna be a sweep, right? They were so sure Celtics were gonna take every game. So it's on y'all.
All right,
That's on y'all.
We'll see how this series goes.
It doesn't
But
matter.
Like I said,
no, it doesn't matter how the series goes.
No.
You guys said it was gonna be a sweep, and they lost a game.
well, you said it was going to go 6.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
You guys laughed at me.
Well, because I mean, I'm only saying light panic because what we saw from Game 1 was an utter slaughter.
The biggest opening playoff win in Celtics history.
They lost by 30
2.
in Game 1. Not panicked at all. Give me Celtics.
It's funny. You just said that you were a little bit panicked, but all right,
Slight
that's fine.
panic.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like the most minute base.
Look, I'm going to be on this one.
panic.
I'm not panicked at all. The Boston Celtics have been in so many deep playoff runs. I'm not panicked at all. But
worried.
point being, y'all were wrong. Okay, Suns.
Huh?
Suns, are you
Who's
panicked?
that guy?
Who is that?
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
The season's over.
All right, and
See you
that's
next
going to do
time.
it for this episode of Run the Tape. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, let's run the tape.
Let's say.
All right. I think that was a good episode.
I think so too.
Way more prepared.
Way more prepared and a lot better flow.
Yeah.
I love it.